Hello, today we're going to be going over the Foundry module for Exalted Essence. This is a quick tutorial video to just showcase some of the basic features with the module, such as its ability to simulate dice rolls, as well as some of the various combat and social automations that are built into the module. Let's start with the basic overview of the character sheet. We've got Captain Soulsteel here. Any visual relation to existing Exalted characters in this is purely coincidental. We've got some of the basic stuff here. You can alter the various stats as well as the abilities, attributes. You've got power and the various resources you'll be using in the game with motes, committed motes, anima. If we spend some motes, we can see that our anima goes up, and it will track anima here. We can use these arrows to alter the anima if we want. If we take damage, we can take damage here. Just remove that damage. We can remove damage with this by doing a recovery scene. We can get rid of the damage. There are also a couple of other things you can do. For example, if we want to change the stat colors here, we're using this for the dot color. Let's change it to this. And now we have a blue color for the dots. This is the Soulsteel color. Let's change it to this to fit Captain Soulsteel. And it looks just about as black as the old black color. You have some various items here. You can add weapons and armor. Let's go to charms. So you've got your various animas, and you can add spells and charms. Let's add a charm right now. Let's go into Soulsteel Strike. You can see we've got charm type. We're going to have it be an evocation for his weapon. Uses the close combat ability. You can see it shows down there. And we're going to make it require ability 0 and essence 2. Let's go to cost. Let's say it costs 1 mote. And let's make it grant 5 dice. If your charm has persistent effects, you can go into here and add that, but this is a bit more advanced, so we're not going to be showing that here. But if you had a charm that, say, added 1 to your athletics, you could add it here, and then it would add it to your character. I'm going to quickly go over a couple of the other things. We got intimacies, major and minor virtue. You can add new intimacies here. Change the tie, principle, strength, and what virtue it's tied to. Got some advantages, rituals, merits, items. You can change some languages. This uses the language list from Exalted 3rd edition, as there is no list of languages in Exalted Essence. The languages are built this way to work with one of the Foundry modules, which we will not be going over this tutorial. You can see we have advancement, the various milestones, as well as a nice chart to tell us what we can use these milestones on, and a general description text box. And a general description. That's the general sheet for this. Let's go to one of the NPCs. This is Anatheman, evil NPC Solar. He's Essence 3. If you change the essence, then the modes will change automatically. This is an NPC, so you can see he has various pools instead of the stat block here. And a couple of other minor differences, but NPCs are fairly similar to player characters in Exalted Essence. Let's look at this henchman. This henchman is a battle group. Battle groups have their size and drill displayed here. Let's show off some quick automations for the dice. If we go into here, we can roll athletics. It will automatically select your highest attribute to go along with the ability. So we've got force and athletics. We've got various things we can do here. For example, if we want to double 9s, we can change that to this. If we want to add an excellency, Captain Soul Steel can add an excellency, and that will double the dice of his force. We can check if we've got our armor penalty, what kind of wound penalty we have, if that even applies. Are we stunting? Is it a flurry? And some of these. So these are very rare dice modifiers. There are a few effects in Exalted Essence that do these things, and a few of these are simply for homebrew. For example, there are no effects in Exalted Essence that use this dice trick, but I added it anyway in case you wanted to add it with your own charms. Let's roll this dice. So we roll this dice, and we can see that we were doubling 8s here. Oh yeah, Captain Soul Steel has the augmented attribute feature. This is an alchemical charm that will double 9s if he's Essence 2 and using an excellency. He was using it with double 9s already, so it double 8s. If we rolled this with double 9s without an excellency, you could see that we were not doubling 8s. When we roll this, the 9s are 2 successes. This is blue. The greens are 1 success. The grays are no successes, and then the 1s show up as red. Let's do a quick charm add that we can do. Let's roll athletics again. This time we're going to add a charm. Let's add a charm. Soul Steel Strike. So we're just going to add that charm. It shows up in here. Soul Steel Strike, we've added that. You can see that we're going to spend 1 mote, and it has added 5 dice to our roll. If we decide that we didn't want to add that, we can remove it here, and these effects will be removed. But let's add that now. So 1 mote, 5 dice. You can see here we have got 5 motes. Let's roll. Now we got 4 motes, and because we spent motes, our anima automatically goes up, and those 5 dice were added to the roll. Charms can do a lot of things. Let's look at the charm sheet again. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can activate aura. You can grant dice bonuses, double successes, and spend health, and even gain things. So if your charm says gain 1 anima, you'll spend 1 mote and gain 1 anima, and then gain another anima, which would bring us up to 3 anima. And let's go back here. Let's do a quick social roll. So Captain Soul Steel is going to intimidate Anatheman. We are going to target this token using this, and you can see this token is targeted. When a token is targeted, various automations with the dice will work. So open up Anatheman. Anatheman has an impressive resolve of 20. And if we click here, you can see that that resolve is automatically added to this. This is the social roll dice form. And we've got, you can add various things here. Let's go, like for example, if Anatheman is actually scared of Captain Soul Steel, that would have a supporting intimacy, major. But if Anatheman had some sort of opposed intimacy, we could add that here, and that will automatically change the resolve. Let's add that. Even with the intimacy, Anatheman has a very high resolve, so the influence failed. You can do other things. Let's say we've got our wood aspect here, and she needs to build power to increase the power of Captain Soul Steel. So we're going to roll build power. We click this. Are we going to do it to ourselves? Are we going to do it to a target? We're going to build it for a target, so let's do that. And we've got finesse, and we're going to do embassy. We're going to add an excellency. Let's roll. 6 power built, 8 successes. We can see here that Captain Soul Steel now has 6 power. So let's use that power to make a decisive attack. Let's close this. Let's target Anatheman. We're going to use our big hammer. Let's give Captain Soulsteel a bit more power. So we got max power. We're going to make a decisive attack. So let's open this up. It will use the weapon Big Hammer. Our success modifier is 1. You can see that here. It's added automatically from the Big Hammer. And we will add our Soul Steel Strike. You can also see that we have some of the automatic weapon attack types. For example, the Big Hammer is a piercing weapon. We can add the piercing effect to the hammer. That will show up. That will show up here. Got this. And then let's roll. Actually, let's look at Anatheman. So Anatheman has 3 defense, 1 soak. Let's roll accuracy. You can see Captain Soulsteel rolled 9 successes, and we move into the next part of the attack. We've got 10 power. We've grabbed that from here. 10 power, 9 successes on our attack. We've got 3 damage successes automatically from our weapon, and the opponent's defense is 3, and their soak is 1. Let's say Anatheman wants to boost his defense with a charm. Let's add one of these. Go to roll bonuses, post bonus, 5 soak, big abs. With Anatheman's big abs, we're going to put that in physique. With his big abs, he can add this to the roll. So now Anatheman has used his big abs roll by clicking this button, and by clicking this button it will add it to any of these roll dialogues that are up for any player. So you click that, it will add here, and we can see the soak has gone up by 5. But we are using a piercing attack, so the soak should go down by 2. Let's roll it. You can see here, I rolled 9 successes versus 3 defense, 6 extra successes, 10 power, 16 damage dice plus 3 successes, 9 damage, minus 6 soak, but you ignore 2. So 9 minus 4 is 5 damage. Now, so let's add that. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see after this attack was done, all of our power was used on the attack, and we've got lower parry and evasion. That's because when you use a piercing attack, you suffer a defense penalty until your next turn. You can see that here, this is added automatically. Now, let's say we're in combat. This has a combat tracker. Let's show that. Let's add all these characters to combat. Go into combat. So this was Captain Soulsteel's turn. His turn is over. Now let's say we've gone through everybody else. Captain Soulsteel's used these modes. Next round, 5 modes. When you click the next round, everyone will receive, in combat, will receive 1 mode due to the Breath of War mechanic in Exalted Essence. Another feature you can use is item searching. So I've got some items here, and items include things like charms. So I've imported a bunch of the universal charms like Eagle Wing Style and Monkey Leap Technique and put them in here. If I want to search for them, let's say I'm making a character, I want to search for charms. Let's grab only charms. Let's filter them by close combat, and the requirement is 1. It looks like there are no close combat charms with requirement 1. Let's go to 2. Now, that's interesting. Well, anyway, so we go grab those. That's requirement 2. We put essence 0, but that's really essence 1. Let's see if there's any requirement 2s with essence 2. 3, 4. Looks like we got this. Heaven Thunder Hammer. Requirement 4, essence 2. You can also filter by the various charms here, but I have not done that here. Well, let's put solar in this one. If we filtered it by solar, then we would have solar charms. If you set this to say you set this to abyssal, flickering shadow evasion, then you could filter by abyssal charms. You can see flickering shadow evasion appeared here. You can also search for spells, initiations, and this has name searching and description searching. The last feature I want to talk about, it's a very small feature, but it's pretty cool, is that you can drag and drop weapons onto your hotbar. So, let's say you want to have a quick, let's say you're the storyteller and you want easy access to Anatheman's Mega Fist so that you can very easily make attacks with your characters. So you can close this, Anatheman can target Captain Soulsteel, and you can just click this, and it will automatically pull up his Mega Fist, and you can swing it at him. Alright, Anatheman made a withering attack and build power that way. You can just click that here. You can also do it with charms. So that's Soulsteel Strike. We pull this up. We click Soulsteel Strike. Soulsteel Strike was added to our roll. So we can just easily add these if we want. Alright, that was the quick overview of the Exalted Essence module. I personally think it's the best way to play Exalted Essence online. There's also a 3rd edition Exalted module. There is a video for that. And that one is a bit more complicated to fit Exalted 3rd edition's higher complexity. The other benefit you get for using the Foundry module is some of Foundry's excellent built-in features. And currently, as this video is being published, this is the only virtual tabletop sheet available. I do not believe there is a Roll20 sheet available yet. There will probably be one in the future, but right now, this is the only one. Even if that one does get a sheet, this one will probably still be better. All right.